Time now for a check of the top business news stories. Kate Moody is here. Hi there, Kate.
Hi, Tom.
Let's begin with the latest in trade relations between the world's top two economies.
The United States has announced that it will be banning a range of exports from China's Xinjiang region in protest over allegations of forced labor by Uyghur Muslims. Now, cotton, linen, cosmetics, and electronics from 5 specific manufacturers are on this new blacklist. The measure stops short of cutting all exports from that region. The acting head of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency described those companies as practicing modern-day slavery. Separately, the EU warned Beijing it must let independent observers into the troubled northwestern region or risk the collapse of a major investment deal. The treatment of minorities in Xinjiang has been in the spotlight recently, with criticism of Disney for filming its latest hit, Mulan, there. Well, software company Oracle has confirmed it's closing in on a deal to buy TikTok's U.S. operations after the app rejected a joint offer from Microsoft and Walmart. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said the administration is studying the proposal and has set a deadline of September 20th to conclude a deal or risk being blacklisted in the United States. Any deal is unlikely to represent an outright sale of the popular Chinese video platform, with Oracle aiming to serve as the, quote, trusted technology partner in the U.S. Luke Schreigo explains.
Could Oracle be the firm to help salvage TikTok's US operations? After beating out a bid from Microsoft, the Californian business software company might be able to partner with TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance and prevent a looming shutdown of the video sharing app in the USA set for next weekend. The US administration's taken an increasingly dim view of Chinese-owned companies' penetration into its territory, fearing Beijing could force them to share US user data with it and spy on US citizens.
Seeing a Chinese company get this popular, this fast, really underscores how the dynamics of the internet are changing. What does that mean when one of their companies becomes a huge success here? This is not going to be the last time this happens.
TikTok's always denied it would share data with Beijing and says it doesn't store data from its 100 million US users in China. However, Chinese law may not give it much choice if ever ordered to do so. Ensuring TikTok is US-owned and run would, for the White House, allay security concerns, even as Beijing accuses Washington of strong-arming its competition.
Without any evidence at all, they generalize the concept of national security and abuse state power to purposely coerce and unjustifiably crack down on non-American enterprises that have taken the lead in particular fields.
China altered regulations over tech exports late last month, likely ensnaring the artificial intelligence algorithm at the heart of the TikTok app. That would prevent ByteDance from selling it off outright, leaving Oracle in position to manage US data in partnership with the Chinese company. Either way, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States will still have to review the Oracle deal for any other potential national security risks.
Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Fairly muted close for the major European indices, just the CAC 40 ending above the flat line there. Data showed a slowdown in industrial production in the Eurozone for the month of July. Wall Street's trading higher. We're seeing a bit of a tech-driven rally. Shares of Oracle are up around 5%. The Nasdaq up over 1 3/4 this hour. Oil prices have slipped as a number of pessimistic reports forecast a continued slump in global demand. All eyes, meanwhile, will be on the U.S. Federal Reserve as it meets on Tuesday and Wednesday to see if America's central bank will change its monetary policy or release more guidance about the state of the economy. Moving on to some of the day's other business headlines now. Google's parent company Alphabet has pledged to go carbon-free by 2030. The tech giant is speeding up its transition to power its offices and data centers with wind, solar, and other renewable energy sources. CEO Sundar Pichai told Reuters that the wildfires in California had increased public awareness of climate change. He said companies like Google should be leading the way. Mercedes-Benz and its parent company Daimler has agreed to pay $1.5 billion in the U.S. over the Dieselgate scandal. The settlement will resolve allegations of emissions cheating and will require Daimler to fix any affected vehicles. Daimler's pollution practices are also under investigation in Germany. Other car makers are also facing similar probes in the U.S. and across the globe. And car makers in the EU and UK have warned the industry could face €110 billion in lost trade if the two sides don't reach a Brexit deal. In a joint statement, 23 auto industry associations warned that tariffs would lead to higher prices and a possible dip in demand. Producers on both sides of the channel are already suffering from the pandemic. The renewed uncertainty surrounding Brexit has led to still more warnings about their future. The French Prime Minister has urged more companies to take advantage of the state-sponsored furlough scheme or part-time work deals in order to prevent wide-scale layoffs. The government has already spent billions of euros on the program since the pandemic hit and has extended the support until next summer. Visiting a factory near Paris, Jean Castex said the program would continue to cover some 93% of employees' net salaries and protect their skills.
Je vous engage à conclure massivement et très vite, d'ici au 1er novembre, des accords d'activité partielle de longue durée dans les branches sociales et dans les entreprises. Outre qu'ils nourrissent le dialogue social, ces accords protègent l'emploi, donnent de la visibilité à vos salariés et répondent à votre besoin de préserver votre savoir-faire.
Well, face masks are taking center stage not just on the streets, but in the fashion world. And not just by spectators, but by models at the Madrid Fashion Week. A Spanish mask producer is co-sponsoring the largely digital event and has provided 15,000 masks to guarantee the public's safety. Even the most highbrow brands are getting in on the action. Louis Vuitton has said it'll begin marketing a protective visor with its logo and golden studs. The panel will adapt to dark or sunlight and can even be worn upwards as a cap, according to the label. Tom, no official word on the price point, but sources within the industry saying it would cost about $1,000 for that high fashion face visor. We don't quite know how effective it would really be in preventing the spread of any germs.
Very smart, nevertheless. Thank you very much indeed, our business editor, Kate Moody. And that's it from us. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.